Thanks for tuning in, and welcome to this week's movie review of Breach, starring Chris Cooper and Ryan Phillippe.
You're going to keep an eye on him for us.
Tell me 5 things about yourself, 4 of them true.
I don't think I'd be much good at bluffing.
That would have counted as your lie right there.
When it comes to the casting of this movie, the only possible weak link I could see was Ryan Phillippe. The first movie I remember seeing him in was 54. Now, I know he was in I Know What You Did Last Summer, but this was his first starring role, not as a part of some teen group cast. This is when typecasting can hurt you. Since this was the first movie I saw him in, this is a scene from the movie 54 that always pops into my head when I think of the actor Ryan Phillippe.
Not with that shirt. Hey! I said not with that shirt. That's your ticket in, man.
You know, this isn't really a good thing. It is a memorable part of the movie, but once the scene's in your head, it can be a little hard to take him seriously. You know, fortunately for him, he has been getting better parts as of late, scoring roles in Flags of Our Fathers and the Academy Award-winning Best Picture Crash, to name a few. You know, it's nice to see that he's starting to become a much more accomplished actor and getting away from the pop culture kiddie movies like I Know What You Did Last Summer. What sold me on seeing this movie was the storyline and Chris Cooper. I've always liked Chris Cooper ever since seeing him in Breastman and American Beauty. He's also typecast, but not in quite the same way as Ryan Phillippe. He pretty much plays the crusty, grumpy older guy, but, you know, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He also won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his role as John LaRoche in the movie Adaptation back in 2003. As far as the acting goes, there aren't any major issues with any of the actors. Ryan is surrounded with a quality cast to keep him at the top of his game. You know, if there is a weak link in the film, he's definitely it. But he doesn't detract from this film, at least in my opinion. I think after Crash and now Breach, he can be considered more of a serious actor than he ever has been in the past. And getting rid of the blonde hair for this role is definitely a must. The plot is a pretty interesting one. This is a story about the biggest security breach in American government history that took place back in the year 2001. The execution of the film is handled well. The excellent supporting cast and strong script make for an intelligent and suspenseful movie. Anytime you can get a glimpse of someone who's really good at what they do, it always makes for good viewing. The running time is on the longer end, coming in at just under 2 hours, but the pacing of the movie is pretty good. This is a thinking man's movie. You have to be into the deliberate pacing of the film. This is not an action flick by any means. This is more along the lines of a drama or suspense. Even though we can pretty much guess the final outcome, how we get there still makes for a good movie. I'm sure no one knows that many of the actual details to ruin the film. I was pretty satisfied with how the film ended and where the characters ended up. My overall view of the film was a good one, and I would recommend it to those who don't mind a longer movie. Just don't expect a Bourne Identity or Supremacy here. This is more along the lines of All the President's Men when it comes to the pacing of the movie. Although All the President's Men was a much better movie. I give this film 3.5 stars. If you would like to submit a movie, email me at mrblacksmoviereviews@hotmail.com. Stop by each week to see videos on movie reviews, the box office top 10, DVD releases, the flop of the week, and I go over user reviews and comments. Subscribe to this channel, and you may be able to save time and money from seeing the wrong movie.